Live from beautiful Ohio, it's the OK Boomer podcast, featuring siblings, the real Jean and Laura.
Hello, I'm Jean.
And I am Laura, and we are here to encourage all you millennials, boomers, and everyone in between to be happily okay together.
The more we get
together.
together, the more we get together, the happier we'll be.
I gotta say our harmonies are just unparalleled.
Well, that's because we have been sisters for,
A long time.
And we get along. I have to say I'm really blessed because you and I could chat forever. For ever since you could talk.
Which was
60 years.
Yeah, we'll go with 60 years.
Right. We have been just close best friends. We love each other.
We do.
And we are happy together. But we're actually happy about something else.
We are, because we realize as listeners, the Olympics have been over now for about a week and a half or so. But we just can't stop shouting about them. We love chatting about the Olympics. So our little song that we sang, Jean, The More We Get Together, do you remember, and we're talking commercials during the Olympics.
Oh, so that's what we're going to start off with.
Yes.
We're going to talk about the Olympics. Like you said, we weren't sure, but we thought we loved them.
No, we love them.
You're going to talk about them.
And we just are, because we can. So, The More We Get
Together is from, I love that commercial.
Yes.
Show different scenes of different Olympians doing things, and it was we had to refresh our memories, but Oreos.
Yes, very good.
Oreos.
And is that the one where it showed the little synchronized swimmers at the end with their legs crossed?
Yes.
Like a round Oreo.
I mean, that was amazing.
Oh my gosh, so
Their
good.
different legs. Oh, that was beautiful.
They're so good.
You're right. Okay.
All right, good one. Another one that always choked me up, and my daughter and I would choke up about this, was the Toyota one.
Yes, which is a true story. That's why it was choking. It was so, beautiful.
It really.
But about and she's a Paralympian.
Yes, Jessica Long, I think. Yes,
right.
And that's actually her in the commercial. I mean, that was just very
beautiful.
touching.
About her being adopted from
Russia,
even though she had a serious leg condition, but her family just
loved her. And look at her now.
Of course they would. She looks,
That was like
that was happy, but very, smiling through the tears.
Yes, beautiful, touching one. Now, another commercial that was fun. Did it have a song that went with it? The Airbnb one?
Yes, it was from I had to look it up. It's very recognizable music, but I didn't remember where it was from. It's from a ballet, Sylvie. Da 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 da. I love that one.
And that was a fun one to see them all over the place, that was two synchro
nice,
swimmers.
Right, and they showed them
They're
getting ready to leap in the pool. That was fun.
That was a favorite. Now, one that I didn't like so much, but I think the millennials did, they also like this fast food chain better than I do, Taco Bell. The anime one with the nacho fries.
That one I barely remember.
Anime ones just don't really.
I do like nacho fries, though.
Do you?
I do like nacho fries.
I don't know that I've ever had them.
Good spices, and then with some cheese, yes. I would say, just to really digress, but all Mexican food, I love it in theory. And then when you get that big plate, so I'm talking about restaurants too, not just the little box at Taco Bell.
Yes.
But you get that plate and there's just so much gloopy stuff on it.
Gloopy. Yeah. There is a lot of gloopiness.
I mean, I'll order this big thing that'll have like this flauta and this enchilada and taco and beans and sauce and avocado salad, right, everything. And then you get it in just this big brownish pile
of glopiness on your plate.
Right, but anyways, that's my...
See, my OH doesn't love Mexican food, so I
love the flavors.
I rarely have the gloppiness.
I love the flavors.
The flavors are
so, okay, the Olympics, you know what I was going to say was, how many hours have we spent watching the Olympics in our lives? Because last episode, you were starting a really cool thing of how much time we spend in our lives. Like you said, I think we spend 9 hours laughing.
months in our
9 months laughing.
Right,
Oh,
of
you
our
and I
month.
probably spend, like we said, like 20 months.
Easily, yes. 'Cause
Right.
we laugh our way
when,
through life.
I mean, I've been watching the Olympics since, I would say, in the 60s, I'm sure.
For sure. And you're right, hours and hours. I mean, clearly we still love chatting about the Olympics. And now they're on every channel, and you had the golf channel, and you had, I mean, you can
5 channels all day long.
It was a lot to TiVo. We're still going through it, but I just love it. Now,
Yes.
we have to shout out, since we are from the beautiful state of Ohio.
We are. Da, 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 da,
Ohio.
da, da, da.
What are
Oh,
you singing?
beautiful Ohio.
Oh, I was in a totally different.
What were you doing? OH?
I don't know. Let's just continue.
Yes.
Oh, we're not synchronized.
No, but anyhow, Ohio shout out.
Ohio shout outs.
Give them their due.
Yes, because we're very proud of it. First off, we had so many people from Ohio, too many people to find. We tried Googling it, and it just said there were so many people.
Right. The Ohio Olympic Committee competed.
Yes. What can we say? Our own country of Ohio, pretty much.
Right.
All right.
But special shout outs. So shout outs to everyone.
Special shout out to Hunter Armstrong, who got his gold medal in the swimming relay.
Yay.
Hunter! One out to, I'm not sure if I'm saying it correctly, O'Shea Jones?
From Toledo.
Toledo. And she was so fun and bubbly. And she won bronze in the welterweight boxing.
Yes. Well done.
Boxing. Well done. And she just represented our country so nicely and so happy and so proud and excited. We
Just had that Olympic spirit.
Yes, she
didn't
had that Ohio spirit. Thank you, O'Shea.
So Toledo isn't too far away, but even closer is
Olmsted Falls, and we had Katie Nagata, I don't know, I'm so sorry, Katie, who got a gold in pole vaulting.
That was great.
How do you do that? Man. Whoo. Up and over.
Yeah,
Wow.
and very interesting running stride. Or that's
Yes.
the high jump
high
too,
jump,
but
yeah.
that has a really interesting.
Yeah, but just to flail yourself over, I would be terrified.
Right.
I'm not up to that. Not up to that yet.
Well,
maybe another lifetime. I don't
and
know.
speaking of pole vaulting, really, this is what a great story. In fact, he made national news. A young man from Chardon, which I think is Pat's territory.
Yes, our Speak Up Talk
And
Radio,
he was
Pat.
living in Akron when this happened. He came in 4th in the U.S. Olympic trials in pole vaulting. So he didn't make the team, but he kept working out so he would be ready in case his chance came, and it came.
It did. He got the call, and he was out.
He had to leave immediately.
Can you imagine that as Matt Ludwig from Chardon?
And you know what he did, of course, he had to call his mom to help him.
Aww.
That was so sweet because she had to come and bring all his things to him from Chardon, and then they rushed to the airport. I mean, he had to go.
But we would do that.
We would
Moms
do that, right?
Do this.
And they had to strap they were used to doing this. They had a carrier for their car, and his poles went on the side of the car.
Wow, you forget that they would.
You would
take
have their own pole.
own poles.
He got there. He had a couple hours to process in. They sort of had put a uniform together for him, which sort of fit. He competed in a qualifying round, and that ended his time. But he didn't mind. And then they have the rule because of COVID, you had to leave within 48 hours after your competition ended. So he had to fly back.
Wow. So you had to fly back. Interesting
Or
point.
leave. So he got there, I think, around on Friday, early Saturday morning. He had to leave on Monday.
Oh, bless his heart.
But he loved it. He was proud and happy. So yay for him.
Talk about jet lag.
Just right.
I can barely drive to Chicago with an hour difference.
What an experience. So what else do we have on
Wow,
the list? So shout out to Ohio. We've had
Shout
commercials.
out to Ohio. Shout out to Japan, who I think did an amazing job. And it really is too bad that there was COVID, because I would have loved to have seen more of the shops and the restaurants, and we didn't really get all of that.
And their venues all look beautiful.
Beautiful. So hopefully someday that would be a fun trip to go to Tokyo.
Well, Tokyo would be fun. And what's the next Olympics? Or what? Oh, you're going to save that.
I will save that.
So
That
how
is my
about a
crowning
quick look
glory.
at like some of the more unusual sports? Did you happen to see the race walking?
I missed that, and what did it look like? Like just
Very odd walking because they have to walk in a heel-toe formation so that you wouldn't be tempted to just
tippy toe?
right to
jog
run
slightly.
right to jog slightly. So that meant for 4 hours you're walking in this very odd walking pattern. It was so hot, but that was interesting to see.
It was so hot. I can't. So their race walking is probably what I'm going to do in our upcoming relay.
Yeah,
in the
50
marathon.
kilometers I think is what they did.
Wow.
And what else did I like?
The
Oh, I thought that's right. I thought this might be good for you. Like you could entertain your OH with your rhythmic ribbon dancing. Rhythmic ribbon dancing. Prancing around your bedroom, so to speak.
Yes, I
waving
could-
your ribbon.
trailing my ribbon behind me, and I would have to make sure that it didn't get a knot in its end.
Don't do that.
Don't knot
That
your
was
ribbon.
that was fun to see. I wasn't so taken with sorry for the athletes who competed in this. The handball that didn't really.
Oh,
Did
I
you
don't-
see
I
that?
don't think I saw any of that.
It was sort of like soccer, only you did it with you just threw it in with your hands. Kind of like dodgeball soccer.
Oh, I don't
A
know.
lot of water polo too, which is fun for the first 2 minutes, but then
I don't know how they do that. Now let's talk about treading water, because
you did talk about treading
I
water.
mentioned that last
That's a lot of
time,
treading water.
and darn, it just keeps being put in my face. All these people treading so beautifully.
Right, and then reaching under and grabbing people and pulling them under. That didn't seem fair.
Oh, that didn't seem fair, but they're so good at it. Like the water polo, I believe they tread the whole time. 'Cause
Yeah.
My OH at first thought they were just standing, but
No.
lo and behold, their little feet are
They're
just-
bobbing around. They have to wear
Amazing.
those kind of funny hats. Those are kind and speaking of hats,
Yes.
bathing caps, like Katie Ledecky,
had the double.
right? And really, without with the caps on, you're like, oh. But then when you saw in commercials in real life, she's really cute. So
Yes.
bathing caps aren't a
Well, they've never been
right.
something
I mean,
to
I realize
be-
you need her, but she was cute. Oh, that was a good commercial too. Her with the she decides she's going to take up archery.
Oh, yes.
That was a good
Yes.
commercial too. Katie in the archery.
That was a very fun. What was that for?
Visa.
Visa. All
Because
right.
she kept charging
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Olympics archery supplies. That was funny
Very
too.
fun. Very fun. Now, a fellow that I think everybody in the world fell in love with was Thomas Daly and his diving,
Right.
which was incredible. And he knitted. I just
Yeah, his diving was great, and his knitting
was even better. No, his diving was phenomenal. He got gold in the synchronized pair, but God love him, knitting away.
and he was good.
It was very
They
good.
showed some of the sweaters he made. I mean, they were
good.
yeah.
So
That
I don't know that too many millennials today sit around knitting.
yeah, but I could see it was good when you're having to sit there for maybe some amount of time between your next
Yes.
seat. It was probably calming and
Well, we used to have a mom on the Heartbeats, which was a jump rope team. And as you sat in the various gymnasiums for hours waiting for your kids to perform or
Right.
compete, she would knit. And
Yeah.
I always thought, but that was a good use of your time.
right, easy to take with you.
I would just be playing freestyle.
Strap those needles to the side of your car. You wouldn't have to do that. Well, now something really important I do not want us to forget.
Yes.
And well, I'll try to lead into this.
Do tell.
This is a topic. So if you're doing something as you're listening, now's the time. Don't change the laundry. Don't decide to empty the dishwasher now.
Yeah, or turn on the disposal because you'll want to miss this.
That's what I'm getting at. You don't
Yep.
want to miss this because we have to talk about it because it was right.
It's
okay.
a subject.
It's
Just
a subject.
Spit it
All
out.
right, I'm spitting it out now.
Oh.
I got to take a deep breath. It's hard for me to spit this out, but
hard
I'm
for
going to
me to-
say it.
Yes.
Men's track shorts. Was there a change this year?
Oh dear.
Men's track shorts. I'll just say that.
And we really don't need to say a whole lot more, but when I was watching the Olympics with my millennial daughters,
Yes. Oh, did they notice?
Yes, they noticed. It's a little hard not to. And we were sitting there, and I heard my one daughter say, "Oh my." And we all just said, we don't really remember this before.
No, maybe a very gentle,
Yes.
very gentle.
A gentle hint, but this was a little more than a hint. Now, I'm an old boomer, but even my millennial daughters were, my goodness.
So am I allowed to say they were running balls out? Is that?
Oh,
Am I allowed to say that?
dear.
They were though, and then it was awkward because you're watching it and you're thinking like that's all you could look at. It was like stop looking at that, but then there they come flying down.
They're flying down, and they introduce them all in the beginning, and they're all lined up, and
and they didn't seem to mind at all.
No, they had no problem with it. Fine, and I feel like the media talks about everything, yet I never heard this mentioned. Nobody talked about the men's
So now you've heard it here.
track shorts, as it were.
Yeah.
I feel like it was important to bring that up.
And I guess this would segue maybe into the idea of
What are you
beach.
going to say?
I know, it's amazing. I have figured out a segue from
Yes.
men's shorts. I figured it out. And I'm going to say beach volleyball because there was some consternation about the girls wear the bikini
Yes.
shorts, which I think really, unless they are comfortable and they like to, it really helps them in their sport.
I know. I'm not
Which
sure.
I can't see that it does, because the men actually wear, now in that sport, the men wear big baggy shorts.
Why? Truly. And this was a discussion with my millennial kids in Chicago over the weekend.
Oh, okay.
I brought it up thinking it was a timely thing to discuss.
And?
I was surprised that they were all, well, why, it's hot, Laura. Why wouldn't they? Why wouldn't they wear those outfits?
Well, and they can, they're fine with, if they don't mind them, it's fine, but.
But there's a part of me that said, why couldn't you wear sweet little fluttery shorts?
Right.
Wouldn't that be just as
Because it seems
cool?
like you're running and jumping around, things could get kind of
I feel like
tangled.
I'd be constantly wanting to adjust. And
Right.
do they just have Velcro, like that sticky stuff, sticky tape? I don't know.
But I did like the beach volleyball. They
Yes,
were good.
They're really good.
Shout out
Go
to them
USA.
too. Yeah, that was fun.
I mean, really cool. And now we know they hug each other because they discuss their game plan.
right, but
And it gives them time to rest.
but it was such a ritual how they
Yes.
did it. They put their
Maybe
hands.
we should do that.
I thought,
Oh, we are now hugging and discussing our game plan. What should we talk about next? All right. So which leads me to, did you watch the closing ceremony?
I did not. I really don't know why.
I don't know why either.
I know, because we had it on constantly, so.
We watched the opening, which was good.
Yeah, I always like to see the Parade of Nations.
That's fine.
Tonga Man.
Yes.
We saw him again. Tonga Man was good. So tell me about the closing
the
ceremonies.
closing, to begin with, there weren't that many people, but now it explains it. My OH and I were saying, why don't they all stay for the closing ceremony? But apparently they were told when you're done to go home because of COVID.
Right.
That makes sense. So, all right, so we watched it and just loved it. Beautifully, wonderfully done. They had beautiful Japanese singers and it was exquisite. But the crowning moment, the moment that gave me chills,
Ooh.
that I just said, oh, Gordy, we must go. Where am I talking about? Where must we go? Yes, Paris. They segued. They had the beautiful closing ceremony and something, these children, and they're singing and waving goodbye, and the Olympic flame goes out, and
That's
boom.
always sad. Boom.
I think they had the fireworks, blah, blah, blah. Beautiful. And all of a sudden you're leaving the night sky fireworks of Tokyo.
Yeah.
And you are now in the beautiful daylight of Paris.
Ooh.
And it was done so well. They had like this girl on a bicycle and she's riding on top of the Louvre, I think. Maybe
Ooh.
not really. And I don't know what she's doing, but all over Paris. It was so well done, so inspirational.
Yeah,
the music, it welled up, and we must go to Paris.
We must. And I have to say, the whole time you talked, you were just moving your hands every which way. This you are into. Your hands were together. They were apart. They were wide. They were hugging yourself. You are excited.
I'm going.
Good. Let's do that.
We should have like all the OK Boomer podcast listeners. We should have a big group. We'll go
to Paris.
We're going.
Right.
Put it on the calendar.
Then we'll make sure we watch the men's track team.
That's right.
Well, thank you. So, all right. So we get to see Winter Olympics very soon.
Very soon.
Yeah. So that's fun too.
Very exciting. Very exciting.
Well, and now I don't know if our friends have realized we did not start off with How Was Your Week? So we have a special.
Yes.
What did we decide to call it?
We're calling it our How Was Your Week, Jean? Rapid Fire.
Rapid Fire.
Boom, boom, boom.
Which means we're going to, well,
Go
we'll
back
see.
and forth. Hold on, people.
All right, I'm going to start.
Go.
I wrote down, this is true, I wrote down Jeopardy in my show notes. In my show prep, I write down things I want to talk about that I've kept track of during the week, and then I organize them.
Which we do.
I'm happily organizing my show notes. I have written down Jeopardy rings no bells. Why did I write down Jeopardy? I asked my sister, why did I write down Jeopardy?
And I knew immediately.
Right.
God love you. It was a topic I had forgotten to discuss with you because your son, well, both your sons went to Medina High School, but you wrote it down because we have a local Matt Amodio.
Yeah?
And as of today, of course, these are always aired later, he, I think, had won 14 games and has like over $400,000.
On Jeopardy, right. He's a big winner.
He's as big as like James and the whole camp, whatever his name was.
Right.
He's a biggie from Medina High School in beautiful Ohio. So that was an important
All right,
one.
so good.
Me, last night, I had so much fun. A shout out to my friend Christy. I don't think she minds me putting the name out there.
I hope not, because you've done it. Yeah, you've done it.
Love you, Christy. Her son is in a jazz band from New Orleans, and I just have to shout out to them because they were that good. Her son was traveling through the area, so she hosted a party. It was like a mini wedding reception.
Ooh, it was really a party.
I mean, a big tent and the chairs and catered food and this band called Sunny Side. Fabulous jazz New Orleans
What a
music.
wonderful evening.
It was incredible.
And especially after all the shutdowns. Wow,
Yes.
wonderful.
And they were just incredibly good. And they had like New Orleans styled food, fabulous, like Cajun shrimp, and they had something called, have you ever had corn ribs?
No. What are those?
They were so intriguing. They roasted the corn and then they like sliced off the lengths, but they held together.
Oh, I see.
You ate it almost like little tiny mini ears of corn.
I like that.
Very good. Very good. So that was fun.
How fun for you. My turn.
Your turn. Go.
I'm jumping in. I have a TikTok story, Laura. I finally have a TikTok story.
Oh my gosh.
You're the one with the TikTok story.
Yes.
And now I have one. I saw this on Fox News. Have you seen it? Cake flipping.
Never heard of it.
Cake flipping. So what they do is they take, cakes. Guess what? They could be layer cakes on a platter, or they could be round cakes on a plate.
Okay.
A nice
Any
size.
kind of cake.
Yeah, that's a substantial cake.
Okay.
You stand and you hold it in both hands, and then you flip it up and you catch it. It has to turn upside down, and then you catch it again in your hands. So you're flipping it up, it turns in the air, and then it lands back in your hands if all goes well.
Never heard
Well,
of this.
check
and
it
I
out.
assume the cake is out of the pan.
Oh,
You're
yes,
not
it's a
flipping the
regular.
pan.
No. It's on a platter
Wow.
or a cardboard. All right, your turn.
That could be an Olympic event.
Yes.
Cake flipping. All right. You know how I always feel so old sometimes. That's my.
I didn't know that. Why would you ever feel old, my dear?
This is okay. Your turn. Well, I was in an elevator visiting my daughter in downtown Chicago. I'm in an elevator with a very nice, stylish young millennial.
Yes.
And we started to chit-chat, and all of a sudden she just starts choking, and I'm like, "Are you all right?" And she so sweetly shouts out, "Yes, I'm just choking on my spittle."
Yes.
And it was my kindred spirit.
It was.
I was like so happy to see that a young person does that too.
And she really was choking.
She was choking. How I get all the time, where all of a sudden, for no reason, you just start choking on your spit. So there's young people that do it too. I felt so much better. Your turn.
Okay, I went to 2 miles. No, backing up. I went to the Medina Square Farmers Market, which is in Medina. Beautiful Ohio, where we lived in our house, our home, our family home. We were probably 3 miles from the square. Now I've moved closer. I'm less than 2 miles. So I finally thought, yes, I can finally make this trip to the square. Venture out to the square. I did. After 16 years, I made it. Saturday morning, they have vendors. They have to be within 35 miles of Medina. So they're locals. So they have to be located, right. It was really nice. They had, of course, fresh produce, some Amish farms, microgreens. They had a grilled cheese
Can we just stop for a moment? What are microgreens? I should know.
I didn't really know either. They are...
You really didn't? That makes me feel
No, they're the first little sprouts of plants, like cauliflower or broccoli, but they're all just like a shoot with teeny leaves.
Do you just eat the leaves, not the cauliflower? I mean, is it...
It just looks like a 1 inch high, very thin little stem with a few teeny tiny little leaves. And it's supposed to have so many nutrients because it's...
Little.
I got.
Yeah, sure. Okay.
But on to grilled cheese. That sounds better, doesn't it? They had a grilled cheese stand, a Cleveland pickle stand. That was good.
Pickles.
I did too. I got the sweet and spicy. I like that. Have you ever had that combo in pickles?
I don't know, but it sounds good.
They had kombucha.
Kombucha?
What is that?
A tea drink, maybe?
I kind of walked rapidly.
I feel like my one daughter drinks it and loves it. I'm going with some kind of tea thing. I could be so wrong.
Honey, mushrooms, doggy treats, popcorn, cakes. It was fun.
That sounds
all right.
So good. And speaking of honey, I just bought a spicy honey with chili peppers.
Wait. Ooh.
Yes.
Ooh.
Honey, and it's got chili
peppers.
Honey, sweetie. So, yeah, really good. Plus Cleveland, a shout out to Cleveland makes I think it's called like Cleveland ketchup. It's a very spicy ketchup.
So there's Cleveland ketchup, there's Cleveland pickles. We are just trendsetters.
What can we say?
You got some more?
I don't know if I have a whole lot more, except I need to learn how to turn off and I keep calling it my iWatch, which my son keeps saying, Mom, it's an Apple Watch.
It used to be an iWatch when it first came out. So our photo of us, our logo, we were wearing iWatches then. It was that.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I'm really not wrong to keep saying, but I don't know how to turn off the phone. Somebody help me because we went back to in-person meetings. And my phone was turned off. Great.
Oh, so you're at an in-person meeting. You're
for real estate, yes, and everybody's sweetly, quietly listening, and all of a sudden my Apple Watch goes off, and I have no idea how to turn it off. I don't know how to turn off my Apple
How did
Watch.
it go off?
Because I got the phone capability on my watch, and I had just hooked it up and forgotten. So I'm panicking and flailing my watch everywhere.
Yeah, choking on your spittle.
Yeah, not the best look for a first meeting. But anyway,
should we visit the American Dream Mall?
You mean the Mall of America?
No.
What are you talking about?
I know. Well, we could visit the Mall of America too.
American Dream Mall.
It's the latest big fabulous 90-acre mall. It's in New Jersey. It has a big swimming pool and all those things like that. And in addition, it has like I forget the exact word they used, a glamour wing. It's one of the wings of the mall has total luxury, high-end, all the
Seriously.
Oh, the Luke's brand.
Like Hermès or however you say
Yeah,
that.
May, right.
Louis.
Yeah, Louis Vuitton. All those.
American Dream Mall
So, yes.
in New Jersey.
I'll consider that a yes. We should do
Please
that.
Google that. Yes, interesting. And that's kind
Quick
of
question. Oh,
no.
I can't do a quick question
real
because.
quick, but we're out of time. So
All right.
Yeah,
Okay,
I
Pat
guess
says
we'll
we
have to-
gotta go.
we have
Well,
to
we
go.
love Pat.
Yeah.
Look for us, okboomerpod.com.
you betcha. Or okboomer.pod.com. You just said that, didn't you?
Yes, and thanks to Pat and toodles toodles. We love everyone.
We do.
Honey,
Love ya.
honey.
Woo.
Be sure to come back to beautiful Ohio and the OK Boomer podcast. To listen to previous episodes or to drop us a line, visit okboomerpod.com.